My name is Warren King, and this is a video of an exercise program completed on the 30th of the 12th, 2020. Hi, I'm here with Beth, and we're going to perform some dynamic stretches for warm-up, for pre-warm-up, before we do some exercise. So I'm going to demonstrate the first exercise. First exercise will be arm swings, standing about shoulder width apart, head straight, chest out, and just keeping your arms in front of you, swinging like this, back and forth, crisscrossing. Just keeping it loose. Doing this for 30 seconds. Head straight. Now Beth's going to do the warm-up. Standing shoulder width apart, out, and performing things, going loosely. Perform this for about 30 seconds, and then moving on to the next dynamic stretch. Okay, now on to the next stretch where we're going to do arm rotations, keeping arms out in front of you like so, shoulder width apart, head up straight, the chest out in front of you, just rotating forwards. Doing this for 30 seconds, and after 30 seconds doing it backwards for 30 seconds. So that's Beth's going to do the stretch. Good, Beth. Just going to do this for 30 seconds. Now Beth's going to perform the rotation backwards. Then we're going to perform some leg swings. So Beth's just going to, she can put her arm on my shoulder for balance. Just swinging her leg loosely, only as far as flexibility will allow you. Doing for 30 seconds and switching the other side. Okay, now switching to the other side. Performing for 30 seconds. Okay, now Beth has completed for 30 seconds. Now Beth is going to move on to toe touches. So just standing at shoulder width apart. Just keeping knees locked in, going down as far as you can, touching toes, keeping your back straight, all the way up and all the way down, keeping 2 and 2 tempo, but do this for about 30 seconds, and then moving on to the next exercise, keeping it as back straight as possible, only going as far as flexibility allow you. That's too far. Yeah, just try to get your hands this and just down. Feel the stretch. You should feel the stretch in your hamstrings and your lower back.
Yeah.
Just for 30 seconds. Then we're going to move on to Spider-Man stretch. Okay, demonstrating the Spider-Man stretch. You're just going to get into a plank position. and then raise one of your feet up so your knees almost touching your elbow, and then while keeping a stable position like this, rotate your hand up and then back down to starting position and up, back to starting position. Doing this for 30 seconds and then switching sides. Just going to get into now back to get into a plank position. Raising one knee up to the elbow. Holding like this, getting to a good steady position, and stretching, and then coming back down. Going again. Doing this movement for 30 seconds, and back down. Up. Back down. And then up. And then back down. And up. And back down. Up. And then back down. Switching positions, doing the other side. That's it. And then back down. Performing this for another 30 seconds. And then moving on to the elliptical trainer. Okay, that's it. Now the dynamic stretches are done, ready to move on to the elliptical trainer and then onto the exercise. Thank you. Beth is going to perform 10 minutes on the elliptical trainer. Okay, now we're going to perform the knee push-up. So I want to demonstrate to Beth how to perform the knee push-up. So just getting on the hands and knees, keeping back straight, keeping shoulder width apart, elbows tucked in, back, keeping back straight, and also just keeping your abdominals tightened as you go through. And then just hold yourself down. And then performing 12 repetitions.
Yes, you can. You can cut the ending.
Okay.
And you can cut the start of these too. Yeah? How many?
12. No, but I'm going to go back and do that. You can't be asking me how many.
Is that try?
Now Beth's going to perform her 12 repetitions of the knee push-up. Keeping her back straight, in good posture, good position with her head straight also. Performing 12 good full range of motion repetitions, keeping it in 2 tempo. She performs it. So 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. Sorry, Beth. After Beth has performed her 1 minute rest, she's ready to do her second set. Now she's about to perform her second set of the knee push-up. It's good, Beth. Good technique. Keeping a 2 and 2 tempo again. That's 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. So I'm just going to explain something about the agonist muscle. An agonist muscle is a muscle pretty much performing the force of the movement. Like the pectorals in this movement would be the agonist muscle. So it was basically the muscle that's doing the work. The antagonist is pretty much the opposite muscle, which would be like the latissimus dorsi. So this muscle just reacts on having to relax and help keep the other muscle stable through the movement. Beth has now finished her first exercise, which is the knee push-up. Now she will perform her next exercise. Thank you. Okay, now Beth's going to perform her second exercise, which is the bodyweight squat. She's going to keep her feet about shoulder width apart, head straight up, keeping back in a neutral position, keeping your abdominals tight. So you want to breathe in as you're doing dropping your body down, and breathing out as you lift up. So and keeping the 2 and 2 tempo. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Performing 12 repetitions of this. And Beth's going to perform the movement. So your shoulder width apart, back in a neutral position, keeping straight, head forward. That's it. Going down, perfect like that. Going about 90 degrees. So she's going to perform 12 repetitions of this. So a good way to monitor intensity is to be able to talk if I can talk to Beth using a talk test. I know that she will be about 2 to 3 RPE. So just talking to Beth. Hi, Beth, are you okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it feeling good?
Feel good. I can feel it working.
Yeah, she feels it works. She's a bit out of breath, but I can talk to her, so that's good. Good way to monitor intensity. Also, you can do resting heart rate pre-training, and then monitor it throughout the training, just to see what the base would be. Okay, thank you. Now she's going to perform her second set of bodyweight squat. Is this on or off?
Yeah, no.
Now Beth's going to do her first set of bent over barbell rows. This is a great exercise for the back. It's good pulling motion. So I'm going to demonstrate it first, just to show Beth. So I'm going to grab the bar from bending my knees, almost like a deadlift position. I'm going to have palms facing out like this, forward, holding about shoulder width apart, lifting up into this position, bending over. So they're keeping back straight, knees slightly bent, push the head straight forward, and then pulling it into almost like my belly button. Going into tempo, 2 and 2 tempo, just like so. Head forward. Beth's going to complete 12 repetitions of that with 3 sets. So apart, keeping back straight, lower, back down, bending over. Right, so keeping back straight, performing 12 reps. 1, 2, that's it. I'm just going to talk about the central nervous system and how important it is in our training. The central nervous system controls every muscle in our body. It's the reason why we move, the reason why our muscles can do anything. So doing exercise
takes a toll on our central nervous system, not only just our muscles. So lots of things like cardio and things like that can also take a toll on our central nervous system. So we must always think that overtraining can put a big toll in it. There's a lot of symptoms that you can get from your central nervous system being taxed. Things like being irritable, hard to sleep, also just feeling very drained, things like this. This is like overtraining. So central nervous system is a very important thing that we have to take care of and consider when we're training. Thank you. Now Beth's going to perform a second set of bent over rows with the barbell. Just getting in the same position as it was before, keeping knees slightly bent, pulling it into her belly button, keeping the elbows slightly in, not too flared, keeping chest out. Perfect form right there. Performing 12 repetitions with a 1 minute rest in between. Now Beth's going to perform her third set of the bent over row with the barbell. In the same position again, knees slightly bent, keeping elbows in, pulling to the belly button, keeping your chest out. That's it, Beth, you're doing it well, doing it perfect form. That's it, keeping a 2 and 2 tempo. This is her last set, so she's a bit tired now, pushing through. That's good, Beth, I'm very impressed. So, that's it, one more, come on, push, how many more you got? 2, 1 more, come on. That's it, perfect. Now Beth's completed her third set of the bent over the barbell. Now she's going to do some static stretches followed with the elliptical trainer again, just to finish off with a cool down. This will just help with the muscles recovery and prevention of DOMS, which is onset muscle soreness. Thank you. Now Beth's going to perform her last exercise, which is a static lunge. She's going to perform 12 reps each side and then having a 1 minute rest in between until the next set. So I'm just going to demonstrate for Beth. I'm going to take a step forward and then about an even step, keeping your leg almost in a right angle position when you lower yourself down, like so. Keeping a 2 and 2 tempo, performing 12 repetitions on each side.
And today we're going to be going over the lunge and some variations.
Hi, now Beth's about to perform her last exercise, which is the static lunge. I'm just going to demonstrate first for Beth how to perform it. So I'm going to take a step forward, keeping my knee at about a right angle position as I lower myself down, keeping my abdominals tightened and my back straight. Slow down, keeping a 2 and 2 tempo. I'm going to perform 12 reps on each side with 1 minute rest in between. Okay, Beth, just like so. Okay, now Beth's going to perform the exercise. Lowering yourself down. Just like that, perfect. That's it, Beth. That's good form right there, keeping her back in a good alignment. Lowering herself down slowly, 2 and 2 tempo. This will be performed with another set of 12 repetitions on each side. Now on to the next set. Now Beth's performing her second set of static lunges. So she's going to get into the same position as before. Now lowering herself down. So she's done previously 12 reps of each side before. She's going to perform another 12 reps on each side. Okay, now Beth's going to perform her next on the other side. So doing it on the other side. Beth's going to perform 12 repetitions on the other side the 1 minute rest, and onto the third set. Now this is best third set of the static lunge. In the same position as before, lying myself down, giving a 2 and 2 tempo, back straight, head forward, chest out. That's it. Just doing 12 repetitions on each side, and then Beth is going to complete her cool down. Now Beth's just going to perform some static stretches for her cool down. First is the overhead tricep stretch. I'm just going to demonstrate. Setting up like this, keeping your arm touching your shoulder blade on the opposite side, then holding your elbow and pulling down, holding this position. I'm going to hold this position for about a minute or so, 30 seconds or so, and then switching to each side. Sorry. Like so, and then switching to the other side, hold for about 30 seconds. So Beth is going to demonstrate. She's going to do the exercise. So, this is great for stretching out the deltoids as well, and the shoulder blade. It's really getting a good stretch. Let's go to the other side for about 30 seconds. After she's done that for about 30 seconds each side, she's now going to perform a pec stretch. She's just going to perform this on an object like a pole or something like this. I'm going to take Beth over here to this pole over here. I'm going to demonstrate this. So you're just going to hold the pole like so, and then stretching the body like this and holding the position. You're feeling a good stretch in the pectorals.
Yeah.
Also in the deltoids here, the front deltoid. Getting a good stretch here, and then after that, for about 30 seconds, performing on the next side. For about 30 seconds, keep feeling a good stretch in the pectorals. Holding the position when you feel a bit of tension. Like so, holding for about 30 seconds on each side. So now Beth's going to perform.
So,
Like
this
so, yep. And then keeping cross, and then
straight or
no,
bent?
you want to be coming a bit more cross, like so, like that. Yep. And then stretching the shoulder and the pectoral, and you should be able to feel
it here.
in your pecs just
Yeah.
here. Yep. Perfect. Beth's going to hold this position for about 30 seconds, and then doing the other side. So are you feeling a good stretch there?
Here.
Good stretch in the pectorals? Perfect. So switching to going to the other side. After about 30 seconds, she's going to move on to her next static stretch. Now with Beth, and we're going to perform some static stretches for a cool down. First stretch is going to be the overhead tricep stretch. Just going to stand about shoulder width apart, head up straight. Put your hand up like this and touch your opposite shoulder blade. And grip with your other hand, grip behind your elbow and pull down. And you'll feel a stretch in your tricep. Hold this for about 30 seconds. Then switching on to the other side. Holding it only as far as your flexibility will allow you. Hold it for 30 seconds, then switching to the that will be complete because you've done the other side. Okay, so Beth, putting your hand on the shoulder blade, grabbing your elbow, pulling it down, holding this position for 30. Try to hold for 30 seconds. Only go as far as your flexibility will allow you when it's comfortable. It's not irritating you too much. Then moving on to the other side. Okay, moving on to the other side. You do the pec stretch. Okay, now we're going to do the seated butterfly stretch. Just sitting down like this.
getting your feet together, pushing as close to your pelvis as possible, and then pushing down on your inner thigh and your knees with your elbows. Just feel a stretch in your groin. Holding this for 30 seconds, only go as far as your flexibility will allow you, and as far as how comfortable you are. Now we're going to perform the quadricep stretch, just standing up, shoulder width apart, grabbing your own foot, pulling towards your buttocks. Only go as far as your flexibility will allow you. Some people it's very hard for them to balance, so that's going to use my shoulder as some balance. She holds her quadricep, holding for 30 seconds and switching to the other side. Okay, switching to the other side. Okay, now moving on to the next stretch. Next stretch is just going to be like the pigeon stretch. You're just going to get down on one knee and sit into a position like this. Almost scissor your body, your legs like so. Keeping your feet close to your thigh. Keeping your knee planted on the ground. Try to put your chest as close to your knee as possible. And then as far to the ground as possible, feeling the stretch. Hold this position for 30 seconds and switching sides. So that's going to get in a scissor position on the ground, making it like so. So like that, scissoring pull your leg closer like that, yep. And then that's it, pushing down to the ground. Feeling the stretch. Perfect. Now performing on the other side. Come towards in alignment. Yeah.
There?
Yeah, that's it. If you come close to your knee. That's it.
There?
No, I mean like your chest close to the knee. Yeah, that's it. Now that you've performed the pigeon stretch, we're gonna move on to the pectoral. So Beth's gonna do the pectoral stretch. She's just gonna place her one hand on a pole, turning her torso against to the opposite side, away from the pole. Feeling the stretch in the pectoral muscle. Just gonna hold it for 30 seconds and switching sides. Okay, now switching sides. No, do you want to grip from the inside like that? Turning over, feeling a stretch in the chest. Pectoral, do you feel a stretch?
Here? Yeah.
Yep. Okay, now that's the end of the static stretches for the cool down. Then we're going to move on to the elliptical trainer for 10 minutes. That will complete the full cool down and the end of the program. Thank you. Beth is now performing 10-minute cool down on the elliptical trainer, keeping a steady pace.